What in the world is Purim? The Jewish equivalent of Halloween? Nope, it's actually one of the happiest holidays in the Jewish calendar, also known as the Feast of Esther. In the 4th century BCE, the Persian Empire extended over 127 lands, full of many Jews. The king at the time was King Ahasuerus. His wife, Queen Vashti, disobeyed him and he had her executed. What a guy. In order to find a new queen, the king orchestrated a beauty pageant with the most beautiful women in the empire. A Jewish girl named Esther caught the eye of the king, although she didn't reveal that she was a Jew. The king loved Esther more than all the other women at the pageant. She had won his love and his favor. He placed the royal crown on her head and made her ruler in place of Vashti. The king held a magnificent, lavish feast, the Feast of Esther, for all his officials and courtiers. He declared a public holiday for the provinces and gave out gifts with royal generosity. I'd say this is more than just a crush. Now, at the time, the prime minister of the empire was a man named Haman, and he hated the Jews. He wanted everyone to bow to him. But another main character in this story, named Mordecai, Esther's cousin, and leader of the Jewish people, refused to bow down. So Haman convinced the king to decree that all the Jews, not just Mordecai, would be exterminated on a date chosen by a lottery, which is where we get the word Purim, which means lots. The order commanded people to wipe out, kill, and destroy all the Jews, both young and old, even women and little children. Mordecai led the Jews into a time of repentance, fasting, and prayer to God. Meanwhile, Queen Esther went to the king to try and help her people, for perhaps she came to be part of the royal family for such a time as this, to save her people. The king saw Esther and said, "What is your wish, Queen Esther? I'll give it to you. I'll do anything, even give you half the kingdom." The king, in fact, did give Esther everything she asked for, and promoted Mordecai to Haman's position and had Haman killed. There was also a decree that allowed Jews in each town to join together and defend their lives. This was a miracle. So on the 13th of Adar, the Jews defended themselves and won a great victory. On the 14th of Adar, they rested and celebrated. These 2 days became known as Purim. The Jews agreed that they, their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, as well as all non-Jews who became Jews, should always keep these 2 days. For the Jews, it was a day of light, happiness, joy, and honor.